Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry for the little delay. I'd hoped to start a tiny bit ago, but my dog, Indy, was, I think, welcoming a mail carrier in a very loud way. Unfortunately, said mail carrier did not show up with another box for me to open. That would have been pretty cool. But, oh my gosh, this is heavy. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. Oh, I have my first box from the KnitPicks big sale here. And some of the things that are in here are some of the, some new to me yarn lines, some that I have never felt in person because KnitPicks has them 50% off right now, so I grabbed some to finally try it out. Did I already say that I am Rebecca from ChemKnits? My affiliation with KnitPicks is just I am an affiliate marketer for them, so I do have my own links, and I get commission if you guys, if I convince you to purchase something through that. But otherwise, I buy my own products. I don't have any advance notice on sales. I've just been a customer for about a decade, even though I've been an affiliate for just over a year. So I know a little bit about the patterns of these sales. But the KnitPicks big sale ends on November 19th at 11:59 p.m. So if there may or may not be one more daily deal. The one today is 40% off kits, kits that come with a pattern and yarn, which is a great deal. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, otherwise I don't know if there'll be one more daily deal to wait for, or if you want to just make sure you take advantage of all of that. And oh yeah, I guess if you want all my thoughts on the sale and my picks for the best deals, there's a link in the iCard to a blog post on my website where I sort of went through all of my thoughts on the sale. But unfortunately, maybe because it's so heavy, this package ended up a bit damaged. So I'm hoping everything is intact. Like this corner here was crushed, and so usually that does not happen. But, ow! I'm like not having good luck today. Usually that does not happen, but since they package everything inside a big plastic bag, it looks like things are probably okay. We'll see if anything, I don't think anything is missing necessarily, so phew. I think I missed some comments. Hello everybody. Yes, I am a dedicated KnitPicks customer. I will not tell you the total that I spent here today. It was big, but I go big in the big sale. So in general, weird, this is missing a corner. In general, my strategy at the big sale is to go for items that are like 40 or 50% off. Sometimes 30, depending on the item. But if it's a yarn that I get in a bulk discount, usually, I won't get it unless it's 40 or 50% off. Otherwise, I might wait for like a % off coupon. But yeah, I have my haul. Now, oh my gosh, it's got a magnetic closure. Okay, the first thing, this is a tote bag I have been wanting for a very long time. Most of you know I do have a PhD in biochemistry, and I started the ChemKnits website back when I was in grad school. And because I was like a chem student and a knitter, blah, blah, blah. ChemKnits was born almost a decade ago. So finally, I felt like this bag was meant for me. And I believe that this is a tote bag that you can get for free with a $150 purchase. There's a coupon code, I think it's freebie150. Unfortunately, it doesn't officially say so on the website, but it looks like you can only use each of the freebie codes once. Because I went and was setting up another order and I tried to get this as a project bag. I got a project bag on an order that's coming on the next one, but I tried to use it again for a third order and it didn't let me. So, but there's some other, with $100 you can get like a tote bag or calendar, $150 you could get a project bag or calendar, $150 a tote bag or needle case, and then $200 you can get like a ball winder or yarn bowl. But man, this is actually really nice. It's got like a little interior pocket, and I really like that there's this snap closure. I honestly did not expect a lot out of the tote bag, and like the quality is a lot higher than I expected it to be sort of that thin, like a project bag material, just a tote bag. And it's actually like a nice thick cloth. So yeah, I finally got this. This is gonna go like hang on a doorknob in my knitting studio because, I mean, I don't know if there's always gonna be stuff in it, but I needed it. It was mine. All right. This I've talked about. One of the best deals, for me at least, right now is sock blanks are 50% off. The KnitPicks commercial sock blanks are double-stranded. So it's 250 grams of bare stroll knit together into this flat blank. So that when you dye it, you can get 2 matched skeins of yarn. Normally they're $19.99. They are $10 right now. $10. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep. Because normally you can save 15% off if you buy a 20 pack. But I was like, I'll make my own 20 pack and save 50%. That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful deal. So I might still buy some more if they're still in stock, but I think for me personally, this is the big win. Because while I have the equipment to make blanks myself, they take me, 20 to 40 minutes sometimes, so it does save me a lot of time. And I really, really enjoy dyeing them. So I think maybe in the early spring we'll have Sock Blank Special 3, if that's something you guys would be interested in. And let me pop the, and again, in my link on my blog, I have all of the yarns that are on sale, that were 50% off the bare yarns. But I'm just linking again in the chat to the big sale itself. And so then you can see all the deals, but there's a lot of other stuff inside. No, I basically unboxed my lovely tote bag. Oh, I should hang it up here for now. And even though I guess you can't really see it, but and 20 sock blanks. I also got 5 hanks of bare Wool of the Andes roving. And what this means is I got a question about if I could add roving to the Dye Pot Weekly sponsorship option in the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store. And so I think, if not before Thanksgiving, then after, I think I will be adding that. Because I have a lot more roving now. All right, I also got 1, 2, let me double check. Is it just 4? Yes, I got 4 hanks of the cotton boucle. Now, I think this might be one of my favorite cottons ever to dye. So unlike a lot of boucles, this is really just sort of a wavy cotton where it's got a thick ply and a thin ply, but it's not particularly loopy. So I don't think it would be really hard to knit or crochet with, but it takes up dye beautifully. I mean, you can't use acid dyes or food coloring on cotton, but it's soft, and I had Lucas dye some of it that I need to turn into an elephant for him, I think. But yeah, I really, really, really like it, and I highly recommend it. And I believe, yeah, does it say the current price? Yeah, it's $4 right now. The yarn yesterday in the image, the first one you did with the navy blue, or just, wait, what? The yarn that I did with the image, the first one you did, is that a navy blue in there? It was a purple. It was basically a very bluish purple to get the gradient from the dye-along live stream yesterday. All right, I'm saving these new, these new to me ones for the end. But I guess since I was talking about the boucle, some of you guys knew that I was really, really nervous to dye this boucle. So this one, you can see those loopies, is the Alpaca Merino boucle. And this one is a very, very loopy one. I'm not sure how much you guys can tell, but there's like little loops that come out, and I believe that this one is 82% superfine alpaca, 13% merino, 5% nylon. So it does have some strength to it. And I was nervous because it looks like, since it's fuzzy, that it would felt really easily, and it still might. But I did some low immersion dyeing with this yesterday. I moved it around in the pot, and then I washed it. So I wasn't like rough with it, but I wasn't like bare, you know, I moved it while it was in the hot pot, and it did not like instantly felt or anything. And it came out, actually I'm curious. Oh yeah, it's basically just as like sticky to itself as it is now. Maybe a tiny bit more, but with the stuff that I dyed, which I'm sorry, I'm not gonna give you a sneak peek. But yeah, I could eat like with no pressure, pull it back apart. So I don't think this one is on a super, yeah, this one is on a more moderate sale. This was $6.99 currently at the sale price. But since I wanted to play with it, I decided I would get a second one in case I messed up the first one. But this was actually, both of these were some of the yarns from that launch when they launched 12 new Bare yarn lines. And then the last oldie but goodie that I've got here, I've got 4 hanks of Paragon, which I believe is, this is a sport weight yarn. The sale price right now, or at least when I ordered it, was $6.50 a hank. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look, I don't know if you could tell the shine and the drape. I think it's only 2-ply, but it doesn't feel rustic. It is soft and shiny and just, you know, that drape is beautiful. It's 50% fine merino wool, 25% baby alpaca, and 25% mulberry silk. And I've dyed this only a couple times, but I really, really like it. So I grabbed 4 more. You can see my strategy is really to go for those yarns. I think except for the alpaca merino boucle, everything I went for was 50% off. Or close, 40 or 50% off. All right. Let's go for now. I know what you guys have been really wanting to see. Back when they released 12 new yarn lines that are bare yarn, which they don't necessarily have ones that they dyed themselves, it's just all these bare yarns. I tried 8 of them. Some of them, they had multiple that were like $16 a skein and up, which is a little bit expensive for experimentation. So I only got one of the more expensive ones last time. I think it was Surefoot, and I really liked it. Well, surprisingly, the 4 that I did not get last time are 50% off this time. Or 40 or 50% off. And so I'm like, ooh, I don't know if like my gut choice over the ones to get sort of like matched with the community or what, but I was intrigued, and so therefore I bought them. But I was hoping that all 4 of them would be on sale. I'm not sure if Surefoot was or not. I haven't dyed it yet. I need to. All right, but let's look at these. I want to start with the one that I think I am the most, oh my gosh. Okay, it's so drapey that it like fell out. Oh, all right, this is Shimmer Bulky. It is 70% baby alpaca, 30% mulberry silk. This is not a new yarn blend for KnitPicks, but it's new as the bulky weight. Shimmer yarn, as just shimmer, is a lace weight yarn with this blend that I have used personally. I think I used it in black and did an advent calendar scarf where there was like a different lace pattern each day. And it's just, oh, it is just soft and dreamy. I would really like this, I think, what's the yardage? 87 yards per 100 grams. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. I don't feel like you could do a ton with this yardage. I think, so right now it's, on the sale price is $10. It is a stunning luxury yarn, but maybe I'll need to get another one because maybe you would need 2 to really do something big with it, but it is so soft. I mean, you know, it's so silky. I feel like it's just like the best of an alpaca silk blend. And I'm a huge, oh my gosh, I could keep stroking it. Um, like I love gloss, which is merino silk, but the alpaca silk is, oh, and look, like, look at that drape. This is beautiful, I think, for any kind of, well, the lace one for shawls and stuff. Oh, I think I did grab, the lace one I think is on sale too. All right, here's another one that is, I think that this one must be another silky blend. I'm not sure if you guys can see the shine. So this one, who are you? Okay. This is super silk. This is another bulky weight one. It is a single ply yarn, 52% superwash wool, 48% mulberry silk. And I'm trying to decide. They do feel very, very similar. So super silk. Okay, it's also $10 at the sale price. This one feels, I mean, it almost feels hand spun because these are just really, really thick singles. I mean, I know it's not hand spun, but I think it is a yarn that you could sort of have that hand spun look. It is very soft, and yeah, I mean, it's a low twist. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun to dye. All right, so this one, this is super bulky soft, and this is $7.50 right now. So it must have been $15 before. I think it's 50% off. It's 70% superwash wool, 30% super fine alpaca. Okay, so it's another bulky one, but this one is superwash. Oh, it's super bulky. So this one is also 87 yards per 100 grams, but it looks a lot like Big O. It looks a lot like Big O. And I feel like I'm going to need to feel them side by side because, I mean, it's super, super soft, but do I have any Big O downstairs? I don't think so. Otherwise I would grab one right now. Because Big O is 50% superwash merino, 50% nylon. And so I think just because they're both they're a similar like size, a similar ply, but this is very, very soft. Maybe you can tell that the other one has nylon in it. I'm not sure. Oh, I do have some Big O down here, but it's wet from the live stream yesterday. But it is, yeah, I mean, it's very, very nice. I think that $7.50 is an extremely good price for this yarn. I'm not sure if I think it's just reminding me so much of Big O that if I hadn't seen the label, I might not have known the difference, which I'm now curious on what the full Big O price is as well, to sort of see like the difference there. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's more of just, it reminds me of something else in their line. All right, and here's one I know I've had a lot of questions about. And again, just look at this drape. This is the Bare Aristo, which is 70% merino wool, 15% cashmere, 15% mulberry silk. Now this one I would be a little nervous about some felting, but this is, oh, I want to make something out of this. This would be an amazing shawl or wrap. Like, absolutely, absolutely amazing. This one is over $20 usually, and I got it for $13.19, which is more than I usually spend on a bare yarn, but I wanted to be able to like give my opinion on this, and oh, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I mean, I would get it at the sale price, but if you like to do lace work, this feels like it'll be amazing. I almost wish that they sold it as like a 50-gram hank, because then you could get like a smaller amount if you only need like 50 grams of lace weight. I think I have yet to do a project that uses a whole 100 grams of lace weight. I certainly will use over than that of fingering for a shawl, but this is so nice. And I might need to grab another one because I think that, again, just like I was nervous with the boucle, I might be nervous that I don't love what happens the first time. And so I might, it smells good too. It smells, I don't know, I think like this, something with the silk or something. It's like, it smells like a fluffy yarn, happy yarn cloud. But yeah, I mean, normally with like Capretta or something, which I think is like $13 or $14 or something, that's something that I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I should do it. And so it's funny to be like, ooh, this is worth it. But you know, again, with the big sale, if there's a yarn you're interested in trying or a favorite of yours and it's 40 or 50% off, it's a good time to stock up, because the best like percent off coupon I have ever seen KnitPicks do is 20%, which I think they did. I don't remember if they've done any in 2018 yet. They did one 20% off coupon on Black Friday last year. And then right after Christmas, they did a 20% off coupon again. And they might do it this year. We can't count on it. I certainly sort of expect it, but again, like, this was 40 or 50% off. And so even if it's something that you normally order a bulk 20 pack of, like, I don't think Stroll is discounted at all, but if Stroll were discounted 10 or 20%, I might not necessarily pick it up, because the bulk, like 20% off coupons, 15% off coupons, those stack with the bulk bare yarn discount. Whereas these savings don't stack with that. So if I wanted to buy 20 of the Aristo, if I bought the 20 pack, I would only have a 15% savings. Whereas if I bought 20 singles, I could get 50 or 40, whatever the percent off is. So that's why, like, I just knocked my tower of blanks over. That's why I bought these individually instead of, waiting for the combination, because I think that and I could do the math, but not really in my head. I think that a 15% off the bulk purchase and then a 20% off coupon on top of that is around about 30% off. So that's why, to me, the things that are 40 and 50% off are the ones that I am really drawn to. And I don't know if there's any bare yarn in the category, but if you, like, back in the day when I didn't have the yarn stash I do now, I would go at these sales when they did clearance on kits, like today's daily deal, I would go through and look for ones that had Wool of the Andes or Palette in colors that I liked, because those are two yarns that I used a lot. I love to use for a lot of projects, and so I liked having more colors at my disposal in my stash. And I would use that as a way to pick up colors that I liked really, really cheaply. And sometimes I would like the pattern, not want to make it, or sometimes I wouldn't really like the pattern that came with it, but the discount on just the yarn made it worth it for me to get the whole kit. So that is part of my strategy there. But yeah, and again, like, I don't get any information, any advance notice on any sales. So what I know is what you guys know. What I do have are multiple years of emails that I can search through. And so I can see, like, oh, that's when I'm like, oh, I bet they're going to do some kind of Halloween sale, or I bet they'll do like a green sale in March, or maybe reds in February, because they've done those the last couple of years. And so therefore I can kind of like predict a little bit, but they can choose to do what they want. I mean, this is a really big, like, I know the big sale is big. This one feels like pretty extra. There's some really, really heavy discounts there on things that I think are fairly popular, like these blanks. I mean, my go-to, like, favorites aren't on sale right now, but I got them with a 15% off coupon like a little bit ago. So the big percent off coupons don't come even every month. Now that we're in the holiday season, last year we got a few more of them. So, it's sort of, and I'm not seeing if there's any comments. Oh gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. The comments weren't showing up from me, I think. But yes, I could totally separate this into 50 grams each. How do I keep the bare yarn and dye yarn separate and know what I'm dyeing next? That is a great question. I get these big clear bins from Costco, and I have these big clear bins, and I keep bare yarn in some bins, and then I have a bunch of other bins that are stuff that I'm working on, and then I have the bins that is the inventory in the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store. And so that's like 5 bins stacked up. One is like fingering weight, one is worsted, one is cotton and sport, and there's like one that's like miscellaneous and multi-skein sets. Maybe, oh, and there's one other like doesn't quite fit in a category, but I want to find them easily if needed. The bare yarn, I have one that is wool and wool nylon blends, one that is one that's cotton and things that I need to reskein before I dye, one that's like got all the like silk and imagination and Galileo and things like that, just so maybe I can find things easier. I have a large cardboard box that the 20 packs of yarn, so like when you buy a 20 pack, you actually get 2 10 packs. So I have a big cardboard box, and I keep like a bunch of 10 packs in it of the yarn bases I use the most. So I'll have Wool of the Andes, Swish, Stroll, and Hawthorne in there, and then I have more bags stacked on a shelf. Yeah, I have a lot of yarn right now. And how do I decide what I'm gonna dye next? Sometimes it's a little random. Like I had to do a leave no dye left behind type video, and I grabbed the boucle because I decided, I'm like, oh, I should do like a different yarn base to sort of like mix things up a little bit. And so then sometimes I have some like bins or baskets where I have some yarn that I want to try to use soon. But one problem I have is that when I'm doing a newish technique, I want to reach for a skein of yarn that I've dyed a lot. So I want to do Wool of the Andes or Stroll because I know those so well and I know how they absorb color that if something different happens, then I have to I know to think about other variables besides the yarn. Like I was just doing some like food coloring breaking and it broke really weird. Like the color is beautiful. I don't think I could have gone out and planned this colorway. And I am very perplexed by what happened. But that video will be coming out after Thanksgiving. So yeah, the stuff is somewhat organized. I definitely could use moving some of the hand dyed stuff out. And then I have a whole other I have all other stuff that I haven't dyed myself I have like a drawer of hand spun yarn that I've made. I've got drawers of I have a drawer of commercial Wool of the Andes colorways. And basically at this stage, I'm not allowed to buy yarn unless I have a very specific project in mind. I mostly stick to that. I mean, or bare yarn that I can dye in a video. But in terms of yarn for my personal stash, I really need to limit it because I have a lot. And yeah, so I do try to limit that a little bit now, but man, the stash, I need to get, so I have a 4x4 cube shelf thing from IKEA. I'm about to upgrade to a 5x5 and get a 4x3 for my knitting studio to try to get things a little more organized in there. But that's like a little, yeah, the big sale, I go big on the big sale and I try to go big when there's % off coupons because, yeah, I mean, I really like KnitPicks yarn and I use it a lot. And so I feel like I know it pretty well and I know that I can expect really good quality. And that's kind of why I keep going back to it. I think that, and this is something I get asked sometimes, I think if I was just running a shop, I don't know, I might not, if I was just running a yarn dyeing business, I might stick and plan out and do bigger wholesale orders with other companies. But I prefer to do sort of smaller orders, get a lot more variety because then I can play around with more things. Because one of the things I love is to experiment with different fiber types and to learn like how they pull up color, how they might be differently, what I want to try. And so that's sort of my thought process. But I should be set. I think last year at this time I placed more orders, but there's usually there'll probably be a lot of unboxings between now and the end of the year. I've got another KnitPicks box on the way. I don't even remember quite what's in it. And I know I'm placing one more order before the sale ends. It depends on, so what I think it ends Monday night. I think it depends on if there's another daily deal. I was hoping for some like oopsie colors, but I don't know if that's going to come. I did keep track. So in the blog post, I've been updating with all the daily deals this year. So that way next year we can kind of see what maybe to expect, see if it's in the same order. I'm trying to like do some analytics on their sales so that way we all know what to expect. Because I certainly get asked when the next sale is coming up a lot, but I honestly can't tell you. But I can say, if you are placing an order, I do recommend these tote bags. I think that the handle is long enough. Yeah, that's not bad. And it's got a snap closure and a little pocket. So I feel like, you know, you could fit like a cup, be like a nice way. I feel like you could probably fit 1 or 2 project bags in here. And it would just be a nice way to like hang them up or tote them around or something like that. But yeah, I feel like this is a very ChemKnitsy one. Very, very appropriate. And I mean, I like the colors, and you all know, I don't always have as much time to sit down and finish projects, but I am full of projects that are half done. Full of them. Or projects that are like 1 row in. So does that even count as half? I've got a lot of WIPs around. But anyway, I am really, really thankful that my damaged box did not, I mean, like I could reach my hand in there, didn't result in damaged yarn. Everything that I ordered is here. Nothing is damaged. You know, the frenzies of analysis on the sale stuff. Next year, they'll probably change their tactics. They likely will. I think that they had a management change in the last couple of years. And so the big sale used to be the Black Friday sale, or maybe it was even Cyber Monday. And it was 1 day or maybe like 3 days or something. And their website would crash because everybody would be there at like 8 a.m. refreshing and like just kind of waiting for it to happen. And it was really stressful. Things would sell out super fast. And so that's why this year when they did the dollar, like the like $1, $3, $5 yarn day, I think that they made a limit of 5 per person to try to like not have us crash it and things sell out so fast. So, yeah, I feel like that they've learned a bit, and they'll definitely mix things up, but I feel like a lot of these daily deals are similar to what they did last year. And so, you know, like I was expecting a dollar day, I was expecting some of these other things. So, you know, there was like an inexpensive pattern day, etc. So I'm not sure. There could be, if I was going to guess what there could be, I bet that there could be like a free shipping over $35 day maybe. That seems like something that they've done, or something like that. So again, it's just sort of like a little prediction. You have so many PhDs, it's not funny and ridiculous. So for a second, I was like, ooh, what are your PhDs in? And then I was like, oh, right, projects half done. You've gotten 3 out of your 4 boxes. One smushed. Yeah, I think like with the weather being bad, like across the country, and this one being heavy, I think it was just smushed in transit. But all of the I've probably placed over 100 KnitPicks orders in the last decade. I think that that's not like a stretch at all to think that I might have done that. And only once has something been missing from a package. I think there was one time I was missing 1 skein of yarn. I called them, and I think that the time from like me dialing to like them to being all set was like under 3 minutes. And they were like, oh yeah, we'll send you another one. So it was like so fast. And I find their customer service so nice that, you know, I mean, right now I'm sure that they're very stressed out because it's like a high order volume, but I've called and chatted about different yarn lines and asked questions. They've looked up when things are coming back in stock for me and been like, oh, there's 10,000 units on order. And so I'm like, okay, that could last a little while, hopefully. So yeah, I feel like there's just a lot to play around with. And again, like my thoughts are in the blog post. As I sign off, I will pop the link in the chat one more time. And again, like I am like a huge KnitPicks fan. But I am an affiliate marketer, so I do get commission for recommending their products. But I do try to keep my opinions real. I make my product selections myself and I purchase it myself. And so I wouldn't want to spend money on something that I wasn't interested in using, or if there's ever anything that disappoints me or I think isn't as good of a value, I try to let you guys know. And, ooh, you got a skein that looks like it got run over by a forklift. It's not damaged, just dirty. Amy, call them. Definitely call them about that. I did have, this wasn't like from shipping, but I had a pair of needles that snapped really fast, or it came unglued or something. I think it just came unglued. And so I called them and they replaced like something I'd ordered months ago because it should last, the needles should last a while. And then I was like, you know, I was chatting with them and I was like, oh, I snapped one. They're like, oh, do you need a replacement on that too? I'm like, no, that one I snapped on my own fault. Like I stepped on it. Like that snapping was like a legit my fault. So I didn't expect them to replace one that was user error, but using it as you should use, then yeah, I found them to be really, really nice. So if there's one that arrived looking really dirty, just let them know. Oh, I did have one. So I think that the industry standard is that in terms of weight, like there's like a fluctuation of 10% that's acceptable for weight. And I think that the industry standard is like there should be no more, I don't remember if it's like 1 or 2 knots per skein. I rarely find knots in their yarn, but there was one time, and it was chroma, which is hard because it's thick and thin. There was one that I felt like it was a little underweight. And so again, they sent me a free ball. So I found them to be like really, really like, I think they take their customer service really seriously. So I've been very, very happy with them. All right, but I am going to sign off because I could stay here chatting for a really, really long time. And yeah, we've got, I guess the kids will probably be up soon. But anyway, when my other box arrives, I will be doing another unboxing. And I will be posting on Facebook if there's another daily deal or updating the blog post that's in the iCard. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am very, very excited by my haul. It's like, oh, should I make a thumbnail? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. You found a broken double-pointed needle. Yeah, I'm sure, like, who knows what can happen. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys all have a really, really great weekend, and I will chat with you soon. Bye, everyone.